The year is 1941. We look back from December 31st, 2025 to the endless white of the Eastern Front. Here, the German war machine met an enemy it had not planned for, the Russian winter. Temperatures plunged to -40 degrees Celsius. The wind cut through thin uniforms, and the snow offered no shelter. Soldiers called it General Winter, a foe immune to bullets or tanks. Metal became brittle, engines stalled, and the very air froze in their lungs. There was nowhere to hide from the cold. For the Wehrmacht, this was a new kind of warfare, one of survival, not conquest. The Eastern Front became a graveyard of frozen ambition. The German High Command had made a fatal miscalculation. Operation Barbarossa was planned as a swift campaign, over before winter. The army was equipped for summer: thin wool uniforms, unlined coats, leather boots. These were useless against the Russian cold. Warnings were ignored. Victory was assumed. As winter set in, soldiers were left exposed. Their uniforms offered little protection. Boots froze solid, accelerating frostbite. No winter camouflage. Dark uniforms stood out against the snow. Supply lines broke down. Food, fuel, and winter clothing never arrived. The psychological toll was immense. Soldiers felt abandoned and betrayed. The cold became a constant, invisible enemy. Comrades died not from bullets, but from the relentless cold. The dream of quick victory dissolved into a nightmare of survival. The summer army was trapped, freezing to death outside Moscow. Hubris had become their undoing. The human body is not built for such cold. Frostbite struck first. Fingers, toes, ears, and noses turned numb, then black. Sometimes there was pain, sometimes just a dead, useless limb. Hypothermia was even deadlier, a slow, creeping death. Shivering gave way to confusion and apathy. Some soldiers simply sat down in the snow and never got up. Trench foot was rampant, wet boots, frozen feet, swelling blisters and gangrene. Amputation was often the only option. Medical services were overwhelmed. Too few blankets, medicine, or heated tents. Doctors could do little but watch men succumb to the cold. Non-combat casualties from frostbite and hypothermia rivaled those from battle. The cold was an enemy that could not be fought, only endured. Survival depended on luck and improvisation. The winter claimed as many lives as the Red Army. The bodies simply surrendered to the overwhelming power of the cold. The Eastern Front became a test of human limits. With official supplies failing, German soldiers became inventors. Survival meant ingenuity, makeshift heaters from fuel cans, sand and gasoline. These Hindenburg lights offered meager warmth, but every bit helped. Soldiers stuffed uniforms with newspaper and straw for insulation. Straw-lined boots and bunkers, trapping precious heat. Standard tents were useless. Men dug deep into the earth, building underground bunkers, zemlyankers. A small stove could raise the temperature just above freezing. These shelters were cramped and smoky, but a refuge from the cold. Improvisation was a daily battle. Fires risked carbon monoxide. Straw could ignite. Damp insulation froze, losing effectiveness. These measures were temporary, not solutions. Every day was a fight to stay alive one more night. The soldiers' creativity was a testament to their will to survive. But the cold always pressed in, relentless and unforgiving. Improvisation kept some alive, but many still succumbed. The winter demanded everything, and often took it. The Germans quickly saw the Soviets were better prepared for winter. Soviet gear became the most coveted prize: ushankas, quilted jackets, sheepskin coats. Stripping the dead was grim, but it meant survival. Soviet Valenki boots were far superior to German leather ones. Wearing captured gear could mean the difference between life and frostbite. German soldiers in mismatched uniforms became a common sight. Reliance on enemy equipment exposed the failure of German logistics. The spoils of war were no longer medals, but warm boots and hats. Survival trumped pride. The cold made scavengers of everyone. The winter of 1941 was a brutal teacher. Desperation bred innovation, stoves from cans, insulation from paper, salvation in enemy uniforms. Ingenuity saved some, but could not replace preparation. For every clever solution, many paid with frostbite or worse. The German war machine stalled, not just by the Red Army, but by winter itself. Only after disaster did proper winter gear arrive. The lesson was clear: innovation is vital, but foresight is essential. Survival depends on both. The Eastern Front remains a warning: never underestimate nature. In war, as in life, preparation and adaptability are the keys to survival.